Health apps. Better for your health or causing you anxiety? Today's video is about health apps and whether you should use it or lose it. I've been a clinical psychologist for 8 years and owned my own clinic for 5. As a psychologist, I often get asked about my opinion on different behaviors or attempts of life improvements. Health apps are one of them. In this video, I want to let you in on the information I give in my clinic about whether health apps are helping you or whether you should think twice before downloading. First, there are many forms of health apps. Maybe you know this already, but just to summarize. An health app is an app where you either register manually some data from your life, or the app can be connected to a measuring device, automatically gathering data about you. It can be used to measuring running pace, heart rate, water intake, diet, menstrual cycle, and so on. So you can use it to register and see data about yourself. And of course, that's a good thing, right? To be able to know more about yourself and to check yourself. How can this not be only a positive invention? The praises of the apps contain that they help people stay motivated, by the app being a bit like a game that helps them continue health-related behaviors such as exercise, diet, and sleep, and that people without the app would have no sense of how these data were for them, as in they would not know how their sleep levels, stress levels, fitness, or eating behaviors were. So the selling point of health apps is that it helps you be more healthy and have more knowledge. And knowledge is power, right? The ones praising the health apps are not wrong in their estimates of that people want to know and measure about themselves. A recent study here in Denmark showed that 63%, circa 6 out of 10, have used a health app within the last 6 months. So it's a lot of people measuring themselves and looking at their numbers. So, what is the psychologist's opinion on this growing trend of self-measuring and self-checking? Is it true that there are some positive sides to it? Well, yeah. I can see how it will work as a motivator to maintain some behaviors such as fitness behaviors or diet behaviors if you log it. It's kind of like a buddy that you talk to about your progress. Social support is very efficient in helping us stay motivated. For example, having a friend that we talk to about some new habit we're trying out and who we can tell about our experience and results. This helps us feel accountable and more motivated. I suppose that you can make the argument that some apps can have the same function or replicate that interested friend. And some of the apps are designed a bit like a game with rewarding sound clips and animations, which for some will feel motivating or a little fun or entertaining. So, why is it that you are getting the sense that this psychologist is not really a fan of you using health apps anyways? First off, I have a little bit of a problem with the name, health apps. As in, they support health or help you become more healthy. And being healthy sounds like something we would all like, and we're therefore likely to invest our money in it. But does it even do that? Do they support health or help with health? If I ask the doctor if I should measure myself or log these things about myself, the doctor would likely look at me a little bit funny. Of course, the doctor would say that sleeping enough, eating enough, and moving enough is important, but registering it or keeping track? Some doctors would likely just point out that I would be wasting my time logging it and that they, for one, didn't feel the need to look at my numbers. Of course, doctors and nurses will sometimes measure some of your data, but not often and nowhere near every day, not without a very good reason, at least. Of course, if your doctor tells you to register something, you should do that. The doctor will then likely tell you exactly how to measure and log it in sort of that frequency that they need. But outside this scenario, then they would probably tell you that you'd be wasting your time. Or some doctors with experience with knowledge about psychology would, just like I'm doing right now, tell you to not measure yourself in that way. Self-measuring or registering small details about yourself or self-checking can cause a problem. Keeping up with your numbers can have the opposite effect on your health. I've seen in my clinic that self-checking in this way can lead to obsessiveness, stress, or health anxiety. That having an app that measures your heart rate can make you worry more about the condition of your heart. That having a step tracker can make you become a bit obsessive about getting enough steps in. And that having an app that tells you about your stress levels or sleep can make you start to stress about being not healthy enough. I think that it's important when we're talking about health apps that we are aware that these are not designed for health. These are designed for profit. Just like so many other things in life, it does not necessarily do what it says on the box. In my opinion, Health apps don't make you more healthy, but they can make you stress more about your health, body, and your fitness. It's normal for humans to want to be in control and do more to achieve what we hope to achieve. So the huge numbers of people using health apps are not surprising to me. We hope that doing more will lead to more. That if we log and measure and register and monitor, that we do something good for ourselves. That we will be more healthy. I get it. It would be great if doing more could produce these results. But the likely truth is that obsessing, stressing, or worrying is not helpful in you maintaining health or healthy behaviors. The problem that can arise here is if we don't know that. If we still think that just logging more or measuring more is the answer. Because doing it even more will for many lead to even more stress, obsessiveness, and anxiety. So can you benefit from a health app? Maybe a little. If it's fun and entertaining and you use it in moderation at most, but overdoing it will create a problem in my opinion. If you've found yourself in the loop of obsessing about your numbers and logs, then maybe instead of upping the self-checking, try and take a break and see if that helps you feel less stressed and better. And if you even miss it, it's likely that you'll find that you did not even need it in the first place. One comforting thing for me when I'm hearing the high numbers of users, like the 6 out of 10, is that I read that the study looked at if they had used it at least once. We know from habit and behavior studies that new habits are difficult to build. That we might start something, but stop it again quickly after. We know that keeping up with logging or registering in the apps are most often forgotten after a while. It gets boring or the habit doesn't stick. To me, that's a good thing. It calms me. I think this protects many from the otherwise health-wrecking tendencies of obsessiveness, health anxiety, and stress that all of this logging and measuring can produce if we're overdoing it. With health apps, I'm always secretly hoping a little bit that my clients will just get tired of it, and this is often the case. But if my clients ask me if it's healthy with health apps, and if I think that they should invest in a smartwatch so they can self-monitor, my answer would be a clear no. Or if they have started to stress or obsess about it, I would tell them to take a good long break from using it. I think this was all we had time for. What was your takeaway from today's video? As always, feel free to take away the information you can use, if any, and leave the rest. Hopefully you found that today's topic made sense and I did not waste your time. Please subscribe or like so my channel can grow. Take care and see you for the next one.